Inkproducts.com has now released its ultimate refill kit for the new Epson Precision Core Workforce 7110, Workforce 7610, Workforce 7620, and also the Workforce 3620 and 3640. One with the Ultra Pro pigmented ink, which is exactly the quality of the Epson ink that comes with the printers. But we also released it in our True Color dye-based ink. It's more economical for some people that don't want the archival ability of the pigment inks. Now in the kit, you're going to get the syringes and 2 sets of cartridges. These are a new design cartridge. Simple, easy refillable cartridges, no priming. Also, you're going to get with this kit the little tips, what we call safety tips, so you don't have to poke any sharp objects inside the cartridge. Now in this video I'm going to show you how to install them, how to troubleshoot them, should you have a problem or issue, and also how to fill them. Now in all the videos that I show the refillable cartridges, by the way, these are XL, these are our XL cartridges. They hold quite a bit more ink than the Epsons, and I'll show you that in a minute. Now always make up a little box so you can hold, so it holds your cartridges, holds your syringes, and holds your ink so you can't knock anything over. And I also recommend you have a little paper towels handy. Now if you don't want to get any ink on your hands, get yourself a pair of inexpensive rubber gloves. Just want to point these out. Just want to point this out. On the side of the syringe it says discard after use. These are veterinarian syringes. You don't want to wash them out. You don't want to throw them out because you're only putting ink in them. So you're going to draw up the ink, fill it up. When you're done, put it in a plastic bag if you want, marked yellow, you know, whatever color it is, so you know the next time, and just store it like that. Do not wash them out because you damage the plunger. Okay, now I want to point this out about there's 2 different type of cartridges. This is a good cartridge. We've sold a lot of them. It's got the little metering device up here and microscreen down below. The problem is that you have to keep priming these if you lose your prime. Other than that, they're a very good cartridge. We found one that's even better. No priming whatsoever. You don't do anything. And very simple to fill. You just remove the color plug. Now in every set of cartridge that you're going to get, you notice there's storage plugs. We always leave them in there, but you want to take them out and save them. I mean, if you're going to store the other set and fill them and store them, put them back in. But if you're not, don't put them in, because if you forget to take them out, you could starve the printhead and probably cause yourself a lot of grief. So you don't want to do that. Just save them. Now what makes this cartridge unique, it's got an extremely large microscreen, which is very good, stops any type of banding. It's also got baffles inside that cause the ink to spin as the printer is drawing it in. Extremely important. It really works well, just like the Epson cartridge, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So this is much better designed, and this is what we're going to sell. And on the Ultimate Kit, you're going to get 2 sets of them. So as you're printing along, the yellow says cannot be recognized. You only take that one out. You don't take all of them out and fill them. Just take that one out. Put the other yellow in. When you get time, you can fill up the other yellow, or how many you got. Very simple to do. It's simple. You got people at home in the family that don't like to get into refilling or do it. Well, just have 2 sets. Anybody can change out a cartridge. So that's why we built this refill kit this way. You're going to really like it. Now in a second here, I'm going to show you how simple it is to fill it. Remember, you got to take that plug out. We leave them in there because some people want to fill the extra set and store them. So, but don't ever forget to take that plug out, because then it'll starve the printhead, and then you're going to have a lot of grief on your hands getting it back. Okay, I cut open one of their cartridges just so I could show you. there's a lot of chambers in there, but they're not all filled. The XL cartridge holds between 8 and 9 milliliters. The starter cartridge or the standard cartridge is about half that. But you see all these chambers, there's a reason for that also. As the metering valve pulls the ink in to put it into the printhead, it causes these chambers, the ink to flow through them, and it actually swirls the ink so it goes right into the printhead. And it's really a nice design there. On this new cartridge, they have it here down in the bottom. So as you're pulling it in, it'll swirl the ink and put it through with the metering valve. So that's why after lots of testing on these cartridges, I like them very much. So that's what it looks like. I thought you'd enjoy seeing this. There's not very much in there. I mean, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, but there's not that much in them. Okay, now, to fill this cartridge, I already took out the storage plug. Remember, they have to come out. We give them to you so in case you want to store the cartridge, because then you can plug up both ends. You take out the rubber plug. Now they're again the little box I always make up so I don't have to touch anything, I don't have to knock anything over. You're going to come over, take the cap off, and we're going to fill it. We're going to actually fill the cartridge as much as we can. It should hold about 12 milliliters of ink. So go slow. You always get a little paper napkin so you can dry it off. Then you go in and just hold it there and just slowly add it. Now there's no priming with this cartridge. Once we fill it, that's it. No more priming. A lot of the other cartridges, and we even sold them, you had to, prime them every now and then. Well, this cartridge here you don't. So I'm watching it because it's clear. I can see in the side. Now let me point this out. It's got a recessed area here. I call it the bathtub, because if you go up too much, it gets caught right in there. It doesn't run all over. So you can go in there and wipe it off before you put the plug back in. So that took 12 milliliters of ink. Put that back. And now all you have to do is just put the plug back on. That's it, I'm filled. Take it out. It's got the pop-it valve. Now this little plastic that's on the bottom, never take that off. That's what's holding that pop-it valve. Do not remove that, because when you put it in the printer, it'll puncture it right in. And that's it. That's how simple it was to fill it. And now I'm going to show you putting them in the machine over there. I'm sorry, I'm going to show me putting them in the machine over there. Now if I wanted to store it, I put the storage plug back in, but I don't want to store it. Now, something I didn't point out earlier, Epson has a little prism on the bottom, I call it. See right there? It shines up, it doesn't see ink, it shuts the chip down. Burns the chip out. So that's why if people think they're going to go back in and refill these up, they're not. You can't refill them. There's some people that sell a resetter for them. I have them. I don't think they're successful. I like these better because after it shows on the printer cannot be recognized, pick the color yellow, take it out, put another yellow one in, or refill this one and put it back in. It doesn't matter. And that ink level will be reset right back up again. And see, you'll see the plastic on the bottom here, the label, the plastic of the label, that blocks that light, so you don't have to worry. That's a good feature on that cartridge. It's added right to the bottom. That's why it has that right there, magenta. See? So now, next to the Epson cartridge, we have it blocked. So, but our cartridges will always leave about 1, possibly 2 milliliters of ink behind, because you can never run an Epson print head without ink. You never want to do that. I'll continue filling the rest, and then I'll take you over to the printer. Okay, now I just completed filling all the cartridges. I'm not going to fill the other set right now. I will in a little bit, but I want to take these over and put them in the printer. Take it over to a 3640. It's the same as the 7610, 7110 series. They're all the same. They both take that 252 cartridge. So I'm going to take it over there and show you what happens when you put them in. And I'm going to show you also how to put them in. The printer, when you open it up, That's going to move the cartridges over. Now on this printer here we had our ink cube system, but I'm going to use refillables. So I'm going to go over there and I'm just going to take out all the Epson cartridges. Okay, so I got all the Epsons out now. So now what I'm going to do is, now of course, because I installed the ink cube, I took the top little holder off that holds the cartridge, not holds the cartridge, but goes over the cartridges. So that's this right here. You don't have to take this off. I took it off for a different reason. I was setting up an ink cube, because we also make those for this printer. So now I get it like that. I'm going to close it up and I'm going to turn it off. And the reason why I want to turn it off, I want to reset everything. Because if I just pull the cartridge out and put the refillables in, it might not recognize them. So I'm going to wait and I'm going to shut it off, turn the power off. Then I'll be turning it on and then putting the cartridges in. And the error message coming up, because I have the cartridges, it's going to say ink cartridges are not installed correctly. Well, there's none in there. So I'm going to go to proceed. Now it's telling me to put my hands on the side and open it up. Now they're going to move over to what we call the cartridge change position. That's the only time you can take cartridges in and out. Because don't forget, you're going to have that little lid over the top of them. On this printer, I took it off for another reason. All right, now I'm going to take the cartridges. I'm going to make sure that the storage plugs are out. That's critical, because if you don't, it'll starve that printhead. You'll have to do a lot of printhead cleanings to get it back again. Okay? Just like the tape you have to pull off the Epson cartridge. That's what basically they are. Okay, I'm just going to put them in. Lock them down. Now you can go any color you want. I don't recommend mixing them with the Epsons because of the chip issues that Epson can cause. Okay? I got them in. Now, just for this video, I'm going to show you something. I'm not going to click them in. I don't want them in. Because sometimes you get this. If you don't do it correctly, or if the Epson cartridges, or you're using other brands, these are COC smart chips. They're pretty smart. But I want to show you what can happen, because you might experience it. Let's close it. It's going to go over here checking. Oh, ink cartridge cover not latched. Now what does it mean by that? There we go. That means that wasn't down. Let's check it again. Now here's what it means. Over here, it knows the cartridges are not clicked in all the way. Now we'll click them in, and now we'll close it. So you got to make sure you get them all clicked in. Now it's going to check the ink cartridges. And if there's anything wrong, it's going to pop up and say cartridges cannot be recognized. See, now it's saying you did not install genuine Epson cartridges. That is correct. They are not. You go to proceed. There you go. Then you got to keep going through the little scare codes. And of course I'm going to say yes. And I'm back. Now let's take a look at the ink levels. There you go. I have to, there. Now I want to point this out in the video. On this color right over here, this grayed out area, that's your waste box in the back that you have to keep replacing. Well, we sell them where you don't keep replacing them. Why keep spending $20, $30 just because this printer thinks it's filled with ink and it's not? That I think the customer should be aware of. Every one of these Epsons that take the 252 cartridges, and some of the other ones have that waste around the back. We have other videos to explain that. So that's it. That's when you're either going to fill it or replace it with the other one that you had that came in the ultimate refill kit. We've been doing this 20 years. We check out every product. Make sure it works. Make sure you understand how it works. And if you don't, you can always call us. Before I go into the other part of the video about troubleshooting, I just installed the cartridges and it went through its setup. I took a magazine here and put it in the top. I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to come over to copy, and then I'll pick color, and then we'll print something out. Then I'll go in and run the solid colors, showing you how you have to, what you have to look for. But I'm going to do a little troubleshooting, because a lot of times these printers, it's not the cartridges, it's the printer themselves can give you a little problem. There you go. Looks pretty good. Looks excellent. Very good. Photographs, everything. So that was simple. You just fill them up. Just keep filling them up. Just like putting gas in your car. Okay, now you just put in the refillable cartridges. You're going to shut the lid and get started, letting it do its checking and all the other stuff the printer does. But I'm going to show you what can happen. Especially if you take out the Epson cartridges and you don't turn it off, don't turn it on, or you mix it with Epson cartridges. Here's what can happen sometimes. Sometimes you get cartridges are not installed correctly. Press down until you hear them click in place. Sometimes it'll say cartridges cannot be recognized, and it shows all of them. Okay, I'm going to show you how we fix that, because it has nothing to do with the cartridges. It's just that the printer itself is locked into what we call a flag. It just doesn't know what to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out all the cartridges, and then we're going to replace them one by one. I'll show you that. Close the lid and turn the printer off. Okay, now I just turned it on. Now there's no cartridges in there, so I'm sure to get an error code. Okay, you go to proceed, and wants me to open it up. You're going to come over. There again, now I had a ink cube system in, but so I don't have that cartridge cover on. So you're going to take the cartridge cover off. Now I got that refillable that we had in there. That just printed an awesome. But I'm doing this for the video troubleshooting. Okay, now I'm just clicking in the yellow, and I'm going to close it back up. Now let's see what it says. Now I'm only looking for it to recognize the yellow. Right, now you see, yellow is not there, so it's been recognized. So now I got the other colors. And you do one by one till you get to the black. The other two, and I did one at a time. I did the yellow, then I did the cyan, then I did the magenta. Now see, it's saying the black. So I'm going to go back again to proceed. This is like resetting the printer. Okay, open it up. And come over. Then you would open up the lid and we'll put the black in. So if you ever get that, this is how you fix the problem. It's not the cartridges, it's the printer. Close it up. It's going to come over checking. Takes a second. See, now it's saying it's done. So, that's how you fix that problem. Now I'm going to do because I've had them in and out so many times, I'm going to go to maintenance, and I'm going to do a nozzle check. See how my nozzles look. Now because I've had them in and out so many times, I don't expect it to be that great. But that's another thing. I'll show you how to fix that. Should that ever happen. As you use the printer for some time, sometimes we noticed on these printers that they'll drop a color. Yellow, magenta, cyan, even a black. And a lot of times, you don't ever want to do more than 3 cleanings. 1, 2, and 3. If you go 4, 5, 6, and 7, all you're going to do is make matters worse. Now, our ink will not clog a printhead. That is guaranteed. That I can tell you for a fact. I've been doing this 20 years. It's not the ink, it's the printer. People don't understand about Epson printers. Epson printers very rarely clog unless you're using really crummy, poor quality ink. They clog because of air, or they look like they're clogged. Because sometimes taking cartridges in and out or letting them go too empty, you create that problem. Because Epson wouldn't build that utility into the printer if they didn't have problems with their own cartridges. Okay, now I'm going to print out a nozzle check. Here it comes. Let's see, now I've had them in and out quite a few times playing with this printer, and everything looks excellent. Now, I'll point this out. If you ever see one or two broken fences, I call them, don't try to clean it out. Leave it alone. It'll fix itself. Run in higher quality, and that'll fix it. A lot of times, if you're running better quality, even the print head works better and lasts a lot longer. I don't ever run it in draft or normal. Not really. I always run it in a better quality. I find out I can get the print head to last a lot longer and actually use less ink because I don't have to clean as many times. Now, let's say one of the colors was not coming out. No matter what you did. You did 3 cleanings, it still doesn't come out. Well, I'm going to show you a little trick here, how to go around that and make that work. The cartridge change position. Let's say it's black or magenta, whatever. I take out the fill plug and I run 1 cleaning, possibly 2. Then I put this fill plug back in. The reason is the more ink I put in the print head, it'll push the air out, because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get air. You're not going to get a clogged print head. Not with our ink, that's for sure. So, just a little trick. Just take that out, run it, do 1 cleaning like that, and make sure you put it back in. If you leave it out too long, you'll flood the print head, and you'll get blank white, exactly what you've been getting. So remember, just take it out, run 1 cleaning, put it in, then do a nozzle check and check it. If it looks like it's getting better, then take it out 1 more time. Now, you cannot fill all the cartridges at the same time. You have to wait till it says whatever cartridge it is. The magenta cannot be recognized. Just take that out. Either replace it or refill it and put it back in. That's very important. So that was just a little troubleshooting for you. Now let's see. Now when it comes up and says whatever color, that's the key. Whatever color it says, magenta cannot be recognized. Just take that one out, fill it, or replace it, and put it back in. You don't want to take them all out. And you've got to wait till it says cannot recognize. There you go. Let's see how this one came out. Very good. Very good. This is American made ink. The best there is. So go to inkproducts.com for the ultimate refill.